Hello and welcome back to the Gaming Hall. Today we have the first of the 3 rounds that I managed to record from the recent 29-player Brighton charity joust, funnily enough, in Brighton. Round 1, I was actually up on camera on the right with my Tyrell Wolf deck, and on the left we have from Nationals World, South from Bannerman fame, Mr. Ryan Wood. He is running with a Martell Dragon deck that was voted through some charity raffle. So in the end of this event, we raised just over £600 for Macmillan Cancer. And Ryan was a very good sport and elected to take the deck that was voted. So it was Martell Dragon, and he had to include Muster of the Realm. So setups, I managed to set up on the right with a duped Renly and Rickon Stark. And on the left, Ryan managed to do a Master Lirio, Jorah, and a Rose Road. And then we've just had plots as well. So I flipped into Time of Plenty and took first player using that wonderful, crappy Nationals air freshener, making the most use of it for you, Darren. And on the left, Ryan opened up with Long Plan. So, I count my 6 gold, draw 3 cards, and what do I play? King Road? So, so 5 gold, so... and 6 gold, and a duped Tindermarge. So funny enough, this deck is built around Tindermarge. Tindermarge, lots of cheap lords to evolve Pokemon style, and also chucked in the House Tully guy. Gives other Tully some special abilities, but he's there as a cheap death bait for the Marge Tinder machine. So that's all of my money spent. Ryan then opens up with a Blood Orange Grove, so the Martell Reducer. Then brings out a Bastard Daughter. And that leaves him with 4 gold. And then that is... oh god, I'm having a complete brain fart. Edric Dane? Yeah, Edric Dane. So the wonderful little stealth guy pays some gold to give a challenge icon to. And that's all of Ryan's done, so he's sat on 2 golds and comes over to my challenges. So I am just having a think here. So I do have a good icon spread, particularly with Renly and Marge. So intrigue from myself with both Renly and with Marge. So just a 1 blocker. So Ryan then does his reaction. So he gains a gold. I just work out whether I'm actually going to do any reactions. So if I remember rightly, I do have an All Men's Falls sat in my hand. So yep, I elect to play it, even though I only gain 1 power from it. And I get out of Viper's Eyes. And then double Renown. And my Insight. So I get the Queen of Thorns, show it to Ryan as per Renly's ability, and get to draw another card, which I think I just saw a Bodyguard come in. And then I leave it there. So Ryan then comes back with his own unopposed Intrigue challenge. So gets himself an unopposed power. And Ryan takes out the bodyguard that I just drew. And gets a power and his betrayal token for Sajora. And then no more challenges for Ryan. Ryan then takes Dom. So end of turn 1, we are a 3 apiece. So Ryan keeps 3 goals for next turn. We then have a look at plots. So Ryan flips Counting Coppers, and I flip into Calm over Westeros. So tie for initiative. So I won the toss. I give Ryan first player. And name Intrigue for my claim reducer, just to protect my hand a little bit. So Ryan then draws 3 cards for his Counting Coppers. And then we both draw 2. I then faff about trying to get some tokens out for later on. So we get a Dupe Delirio, another Blood Orange Grove, so he's getting a good amount of economy going. So Neil's both of the Groves. Drops another Bastard Daughter and sits on 6. So I get my 5 gold, and funny enough, I don't get any eco in my games on camera. Chuck out Arya and sit on 2. So we go over to Ryan. And Ryan passes for challenges. So over to myself. So I do a power challenge. And then stupidly try to stealth the one character that Ryan has with stealth. So stealth Lirio. So out comes Ario Hotar. So ambushes in, kicks Renly out of the challenge, and then gives Dane a stealth icon. So it doesn't go unopposed. I then get to win it, and then he pops out a Viper's Eye, so that when losing he gets to choose which of my cards to keep, to get rid of even. And no surprise, Omen of Fools comes out. So that goes. I then have no reaction of my own as a result. So I get my claim. And then my renown for Marge. So yeah, so Ryan then takes dominance as a result. And we are at 5-3 to myself. So back to plots again. I'm just having a quick look at my hand as to what I want to do. So as I mentioned earlier on, so this is going to be the first of 3 videos coming out. Hopefully they'll come out over the next week or so. My work and child schedule depending. So we have a Time of Plenty for Ryan, and I've thrown out a Clash of Kings. So Clash of Kings allow me to take an extra power if I win a power challenge. So again, Ryan gets first player, and we both draw. So hopefully you're enjoying these videos and my rambling commentary by myself, where I probably sound like a bit of a crazy person talking to myself. If you do like these, give them a like. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel. It really helps. If there's any feedback you have for the channel, things you'd like me to see me do or not do, then please do leave a comment. I do read the ones that come through, and all feedback is good feedback. So, what we have from Ryan. So, he's dropped his 2 Blood Orange Grows and dropped out a Maced Caliote. So, that's the one that if he loses a challenge in which he is participating, he can choose an opponent's character and have them lose a challenge icon of his choice. This is a very nice in an icon removal deck. And he's just having a quick think as to what he wants to do. So he's still got 6 gold. So, what do we have? So Ryan then elects to leave it there, keeping on 6 gold, and passes over to myself. So I've got 4 gold to play with. So I chuck out an Arbor Knight and Renly's Pavilion, and then pass over to Ryan. So Arbor Knight is a little, as Rebecca said from the White Walkers channel, a chud muffin. It's now my new favourite phrase. And then Renly's Pavilion, so that I can kneel it and choose 2 characters. One gains +1 strength, and one gains -1 strength that are for the rest of the phase. So Ryan goes in with an intrigue challenge. I elect to let it go unopposed, and he gets rid of a Knot of Flowers. So looks like he's paying a gold for Edric Dane. Just trying to work out what he wants to give him. So he gives a power to Edric. So he does a power challenge, stealth past Renly. So I go in with a token block. So Ryan just deciding whether he actually wants to do an action before we determine the winner. So yeah, so he's paying some money now. So pays 3 and chucks in these Quaith of the Shadow. When they enter play during the challenge, you can remove each character with strength of 2 or lower from the challenge. So it then goes unopposed. And then Ryan moves up to 6 power. So challenges pass over to me. So going for a nice big power challenge. Stealth and Illyrio. So Ryan then pays 2 for Illyrio's ability. So stands Edric, puts him in as a defender. I then trigger Renly's Pavilion in response. To make it unopposed. So I do unopposed, and then like an idiot, I forget to trigger Clash of Kings. So Ryan's taken off 2 power, but I've not actually triggered it. So no more challenges for me. Ryan then realises I didn't trigger it and puts his power back. And then I suddenly realise that I'm an idiot. Read the cards. So 8-6 to me at the moment. And we go back to plots. So I think I'm just checking here. So what do we elect? So while I fluff about choosing, so it was actually a really good event on the day. Well worth the 6-hour round trip. Gabby and Joe did a very good job on this event and raised a lot of good money for a good cause. So yeah, quite glad. It's not often I actually get to go to an event where I'm not TOing, so yeah, it was much enjoyed. So I flipped Valor, and Ryan flips his Muster of the Realm, so a bit pointless in the situation, but he has to include it in his deck. So everything dies. So I have some dupes. So get rid of the dupes, kill everything. Rickon is going to evolve. Cue Pokemon evolution music now. And he goes into Eddard. Huzzah! He's grown into Daddy. So I realise I should have actually checked reserve now that I've got Eddard out. So I have to discard down to reserve. And then, because two of the bastard daughters have died, they'll both trigger off. And I'll have to discard a couple more cards. So I discard down to my reserve first. Get rid of that Queen of Thorns I got earlier on. Quick shuffle so I don't know what he's taken. And then we get rid of Roos and Offer of a Peach. So draw back 2. Ryan is still first player. It's looking a bit of a healthy position on my side. So being able to Valor myself when I'm in that position with my dupes. Poop out another big character. And then keep making lots of challenges. So we get Desert Scavenger. Paid for by that Blood Orange Grove. Ryan's just having a quick think. So Neil's the Blood Orange Grove. Neil's the Desert Scavenger to bring another Desert Scavenger, and then Neil's that second Scavenger and the Blood Orange Grove. So that's 2. And pays 5, which surely means it's the Viper. Yep, Viper. So just double checking the math was there. And yeah, duped Viper. So I dupe Aya, dupe Marge. So what do I go with? So yeah, so I spend my 2 gold on replacement Arbor Knights and pass over to Ryan. So Ryan just choosing what challenge he wants to do. So a little bit of a background chat there. There was an ongoing award on the day. So aside from Best Sports, which Ryan ended up winning, there was a Bastard Award. quickly called Gabby over to see if this was in contention, but Calvin in the first game managed to march Serenely, or it's not Serenely, marched Renly, and on the same turn Knight gathered him. So yeah, I don't think anyone came remotely close to beating that as the Bastard Award. So he won himself a nice little mug with a lovely bit of art that was done by Rebecca from the White Walkers and the Northampton meta. So Ryan's then just passed challenges, and it's back over to myself. So challenges over to me. So yeah, apologies for a bit of the camera shaking. The tables that we were on were not the most stable of things. So there might be a bit of shaking over the next couple of days, but this was the table that provided virtually no glare, which is always probably the best of the things you can have wrong with the video. So I chuck in an Arbor Knight for an intrigue challenge. Going for an unopposed military with Aya. And then a big power. So Ryan puts the scavenger back on. I then go for that massive power challenge and just poop a ton of renown. And insight from Renly. So there are all the challenges done. So at the moment that puts me on to 13 power. So just 2 away. The question is, if anyone's seen me on camera games, how can I mess this one up? Because I know most of you are watching this and see the other videos that I'm in, know that there is some way I can mess this up. In true Liam fashion. So we go back to plots. And we have confiscation into... I can't remember what the plot's called. Yeah, can't remember the plot called, but none of Ryan's characters will kneel for the first intrigue challenge that is done. I dropped in confiscation, mainly because it was the highest initiative card that I had left. Other ones being counting coppers and close call. So Ryan ends up taking first player again. Drops out a green blood trader. Has 2 cards to choose from. So one of those will go to his hand and the other one will go to the bottom of the deck. So he's having a quick look through his hand at the moment just to see which one he does actually want to keep. So what does Ryan take? Does he take the top card? Does he take the bottom card? Who knows? So he took the top card, and the bottom card goes to the bottom of the deck. So drops out a Gaston Grey, which could have been useful a lot earlier. And the King's Road. So he plays the King's Road for 3. 4, 5, 6. And out comes Daddy Dawn. So all other lords or ladies get +1 strength. Sorry, plus X strength, where X is the number of cards in plots in the used pile. So quite a nice card. So Ryan then passes over to me. So I have 4 gold to play with myself. So I pay 3 for Highgarden and sit on 1. So 1 gold, obviously, to fund Highgarden. So challenges to Ryan. Ryan then goes into his intrigue challenge because nobody kneels.
So if you're not kneeling to do an attack, can I Highgarden it? Yeah, we're still standing. Yeah. So 4. Oh god, what's the strength? It's not much. 5, 9, 18, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
So goes in for an intrigue of 20. I'm just having a double check, not wanting to miss things out. So yeah, so going for the token block, which will then allow the Viper to gain 3 power. Just making sure I actually think things through for once without being very hot-headed and being sucker punched. So yeah, so 3 power for Ryan there for the Viper. Then takes Brienne out of my hands. So just remind Ryan about his insight, which could come in handy.
Ridiculous, like all this round. There's no way Martell can keep up with that. First gas in this round, got like 6. This card is stupid. Yeah.
So Ryan passes challenges, goes over to myself. So I've got 2 power to try and get without losing it all. So I do military, stealth Viper, so I do my challenge, stealth plus Viper, and then use Highgarden to stand a removal from the challenge. I do forget to pay, but I have nothing else to pay for. So yeah, so then he Gastons my Eddard. I forget to take the unopposed. Well, no, I don't even get the unopposed, and I go all in for a power challenge, and get the power that I was needed through that power challenge. So I take the 15. Yeah, it's a shame because Ryan didn't really get to see many of these big characters. If you saw Gaston a lot earlier, I wouldn't have been able to go in for those stupid power challenges, and it could have been a very different game. Yeah, so I take the first game. There were 5 games in total and a top 8. Unfortunately, due to my stupidity, I was only actually able to record the first 3. Rounds 4 upwards will be on the White Walkers channel, which I'll put a link in the description of. when this goes up on YouTube. And I'll also chuck up a copy of my deck list that I used for this weekend, or for this event even. That's currently up on Thrones DB. And until next time, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.